With the rise of the Han Dynasty with its first emperor in 206 BC, it marked the beginning of a 400-year period of advancements from record keeping to agriculture to healthcare. There were major developments in science and technology, but as with most inventions, some only came into being taken up into the mainstream much later.
So you think you know China?
Or at least what other people have told you about it.
And that's fine.
But let us tell you what China is.
To us. Or even better.
Let us show you.
Sup everybody, it's your boy Jack here, coming to you from Xi'an, China. Welcome to the China Crew channel. On this channel, we walk, talk, and defend and explore China. If you've missed our previous episode, please go check it out on the link above. Today, we'll be looking at 10 amazingly historical inventions that I myself didn't know comes from China. The invention of paper.
The earliest piece of paper still in existence was found in a tomb in China in 1957. It was a crude material mostly made up out of hemp fibers and dated back to between 140 and 87 BC. The invention of the first really high-quality writing paper is credited to Cai Luan, a eunuch in the Han court in 105 AD. It was made by crushing and combining tree bark, hemp, linen rags, and scraps of fishing nets. The mixture was then treated with lye to break it down into much smaller fibers. Though wooden boards and bamboo slips were still used to record administrative documents, as it was believed to preserve better, Luan's improved paper came into more use at the collapse of the dynasty.
The suspension bridge.
As a flat roadway suspended from cables to span small gorges, likely evolved from rope bridges, the Han Dynasty saw the development of some of the first versions of the suspension bridge. Han engineers were building more and more sophisticated structures with wooden planks later on.
Deep drilling.
The first to build derricks and use cast iron drill bits to dig holes as deep as 4,800 feet. The Han Dynasty salt miners, searching for brine in 1st century BC, became the forerunners of modern oil and gas exploration. They would extract the brine, then using tubes.
The wheelbarrow.
As early as 100 BC, the wheelbarrow was developed in China. It could accommodate a larger wheel, reducing rolling resistance. Having the wheel almost directly underneath the load helped reducing the weight on the arms.
The seismograph.
Zhang Heng, an early Chinese scientist, is probably best known for creating the first device for detecting distant earthquakes. It was introduced to the Han court in 132 AD. Inside, it features a pendulum linked to a mechanism, which when picking up arriving shockwaves, would open the mouth of the dragon's head at the top and drop a metal ball into the mouth of a metal frog at the bottom, producing a loud clang. The direction of the shockwaves were coming from would be determined depending on which dragon dropped the ball. The first time this happened, nobody in the building felt anything. Only a few days later did a messenger arrive from a village 400 miles away to report that an earthquake had occurred there.
The blast furnace.
In the early 200s BC, Han Dynasty metallurgists built the first blast furnaces. It would pump air into a heated batch of iron ore to produce cast iron.
The moldboard plow.
As far back as the 6th century BC, Chinese farmers were using iron plows to till fields. But it was an ingenious Han inventor who came up with the Kuan, also known as the moldboard plow. It featured a central piece that ended in a sharp point, and wings to push away soil and reduce friction. The invention allowed them to do contour plowing, to follow the shape of the hills, to reduce soil erosion.
The stirrup.
Though the Romans had come up with the hand hold-on saddles to stay on the horses, the Han Dynasty inventors made it easier by inventing cast iron or bronze devices that a rider could slip their feet into. As revolutionary as this invention was, it quickly spread from Asia to Europe. Before this, horsemen had to let their legs dangle as they rode.
The rudder.
In the 1st century BC, Chinese came up with a device for steering the ship. It enabled ships to steer without using oars and improving navigation. It took almost 1,000 years for the invention to reach the Western world.
The hot air balloon.
Also known as Kunming lantern or Chinese lantern, is a small hot air balloon made of paper with an opening at the bottom where a small fire is suspended. The Chinese experimented with small hot air balloons for signaling from as early as the 3rd century BCE. Their invention is, however, traditionally attributed to the sage and military strategist Zhuge Liang, or as he is known as Kunming. He is said to have used a message written on a sky lantern to summon help on an occasion when he was surrounded by enemy troops. For this reason, they are still known in China as Kunming lanterns.
Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this, please hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for further upload notifications. If there is a specific topic you're interested in us covering, let us know in the comments below. This is Jack signing off from Xi'an. See you in the next one. 谢谢。
I've not been